This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for May 2025. May has a rolling, repeating sequence of energies. It'll feel like we're doing something similar, not quite the same, but similar, as influences hit the same signposts in slightly different ways as they move from one mode of expression to another. The journeys show up in our relationships, our communication channels, and our self-expression until the ruler of consequences, limits, and adulting gets into the act and all eyes turn to him. The pattern is igniting, intensifying while cutting back, disruption and stabilizing, followed by a new mode of expression. The overarching influence is Neptune and his new high-energy ways, the planet that links us to spirit and unhinges us from worldly matters in other ways, is now 1 month into Aries, at the first degree of the zodiac, the point of raw creation. No one currently alive has experienced him in this sign before. This month delivers potent, forceful experiences of what this is going to mean. Relationships are the first playing field. They've been blurred and confusing from their ruler Venus's retrograde into the emotional waters of Pisces, but not this month. She left them April 30th for the out-of-my-way huntress mode of Aries, and the first big event of May is her meeting with Neptune on the 2nd. It's a call to action for spiritual warriors, for going after what you want, for fighting for values, for the divine feminine and her counterparts in the flesh on steroids, erupting with the force of Popeye's spinach washed down with a case of energy drinks. Forethought? Fear? Nope. No one is waiting for anyone or anything. Minds and messages are ablaze. With Mercury sextile Jupiter May 5th, Venus's boldness grows fierce and focused from her sextile the next day to Pluto, who has just begun his annual retrograde. Face down, demons? That's only the start. Communications quickly meet his clarifying scythe as well. Mercury enters Taurus May 10th, turning focus to resources, money, food, and creature comforts. Uncomfortable but important confrontations and realizations follow, with equally important changes in thinking and messaging when he squares Pluto May 12th. Their impact coincides with the Scorpio full moon, wired with its own brand of discomfort from disruptive Uranus. High-level dramas and purges ensue. Do not hesitate to flush anything out of your life. You may feel compelled to do that, in fact. If something or someone is threatening to leave, let it. No backsies. None. Still not sure? A final big zap may convince you. Releases continue in shockwaves. Organic, surprising, awakening, liberating, as the Sun meets Uranus for the last time in decades, May 17th. No one sitting in a corner sulking afterward. Words are pushy and demanding, calling for action, follow-through, and making good on promises, with Mercury squaring Mars, May 18. Look for solid footing or something to hold on to when the Sun makes its final sextile to Saturn in Pisces for almost 30 years on May 20th. How can you wrap up the lessons you've been undergoing since March 2023? While you're still pondering or reaching, the Sun scoots out the door into every which way Gemini. Its first days there are lively and happy. Everyone's chatty, everyone's talking, most everyone, is uncharacteristically getting along. Venus is trining Mars, We're all excitedly going after what we want, and relationships are hopping. Adding to this happy firestorm, both on May 22nd, the Sun is making its first sextile to Neptune in Aries. Watch for your own brand of spiritual igniting to spark. Some of your sense of yourself may burn off. You may just as easily focus that spark onto a part of your identity or mission, like a magnifying glass directing sunlight onto paper, as the Sun sextiles Pluto May 24th. At the same time, thinking unlocks. Information blows open possibilities. Aha moments erupt in all directions, with Mercury meeting Uranus in Taurus for the last time in decades. How can you wrap up your perspective on the changes you've been undergoing since 2018? Huge changes are palpably afoot. On the same day, Saturn makes his first foray into Aries since 1999. With Neptune, Venus, and now Saturn at the beginning of the zodiac, the prospect of controlled creation has arrived. Or maybe simply control. Best case personal scenario is you gain instinctive mastery over the fiery energy coursing up through you and prompting your actions. Saturn and Neptune will travel together into the beginning of September, coming closest in July, but not touching exactly until next February. Fueling their combined fire, Mercury moves into his airy mental home of Gemini the next day and reaches out to Saturn on the 25th and then to Neptune on the 26th. Ask, talk, dare, explore. Let your mind run, run, run. Probably your mouth, too. Clamor, talk, instinctual knowing, and social media noise mount and mount and mount at the Gemini new moon May 27th. Its ruler Mercury is trine Pluto, birthing new communication channels, new communities, and new ideas about how to connect. The personal potential immediately locks into your thinking. Mercury and the Sun meet on the 30th, making your mission blazingly clear. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 35 years' experience. Visit my site, empowermentunlimited.net, to sign up for my mailing list, listen to my weekly podcasts, and book a session with me. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio and Om Times TV on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. I also host lively conversation on Facebook on the page Empowerment Unlimited and in the group the Astro-Insight Lounge. I post on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads at K.A. Biehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel.